the ultra low interest rates were the determining factor in finance and the economies of the 15 years after the global financial crisis. And the move towards normalized interest rates will be the determining factor of what happens in over the coming years. I still think that because we mentioned earlier that quite a lot of borrowing in the modern world is fixed for short periods of time. UK mortgages fixed for 3 years. American mortgages, fixed for 30 years. Corporates borrow. They might borrow floating rate, but they can use derivatives or interest rate swaps to swap their floating obligation into fixed, and those tend to last about 3 years. And 3 years ago, you could insure, in effect, $100 million of borrowing against any rise in interest rates. In other words, fix your rate for $56,000. So that's pretty small charge. So one could, and I haven't seen the data on it, but what I would have thought is that when the debt resets at higher levels, and in particular, if inflation is not under control and interest rates, as we say, not a very clear relationship between inflation and interest rates. However, you can be pretty sure that the authorities will move to raise interest rates when inflation takes off, if it takes off. If inflation takes off at the time when these fixed rate loans start to become floating or loans have to be reissued, then I'm pretty sure that bad things will happen. What I mean when I say bad things will happen is probably some what we call a sort of stagflationary bust. Again, as we saw in the 1970s, and that would be characterized by a recession, by higher interest rates creating both a financial problems for the banking system and also in the property market. So that would a period of sharp recession, a crisis, another crisis. And I suppose my view has always been that the consequences of the last crisis were postponed, the day of reckoning pushed off by these ultra-low rates. And I never believed that you could do that artificially. That I always, something biblical in me said that that some or other there would be a payback day at some stage. And I suppose I still believe that.
That was a clip from our full-length interview with Edward Chancellor about the impact of ultra-low interest rates. You can watch the full episode right here.